Hi, welcome to North London allotment. It's mid-September, it's a Sunday, so it's the day for everyone to socially distance, get the lawnmowers out of the communal shed, and everyone is here. It's really busy today, but it's my weekly visit. I only get up once a week now, and there's probably lots of changes, so let's have a look around. So let's start at the grow houses today, the top end. These were the Thompson and Morgan plug plants that came really late, and I've been trying to protect them from blight by keeping them in here. There are some tomatoes on there. And then in this one, we've got the remnants of stuff that didn't get planted. All is winter crop. So we've got our kale there, Nero di Toscana, which is looking nice. Some of it's succumbed to snails, like everything else. And down here, salad leaves. And you can see I planted the two middle rows, and these are the ones that survived the snails. They look ready to go out as well, actually. That's random stuff left over from summer. Asparagus. I really need to get an asparagus bed, but I think that's a half-term job. But these are looking really good considering I think they were planted April maybe, and they're just in those small pots. They are beautiful, looking good. What's this, April cabbage? Yes, April cabbage there, and again a few have survived. Snails are a bit hungry. Now if you remember, I put all my pots in here. One word of warning, don't put like the covers, the propagator covers, because they melt when the cold frame gets hot. So I've lost some of my propagator covers. Tomatoes. Again, tomatoes really don't want to talk about this year. Here we go. Now you can see the squash bed. These leaves are starting to die back now. Got at least 7 different size squash in here. And when the stalk leading up to the squash has dried and gone brown, that's when I will cut them off, harvest and take them home to cure them. Other grow house. So up here we have got the kale, the salad leaves and the April cabbage that I haven't pricked out yet. This is a cucumber. Can't remember what that is. Some kind of courgette. Probably all these are thirsty. These need a drink. These are all year round lettuce, but definitely need a drink. Probably could go out now as well, though I'm a bit worried because I'm out of the slug wool pellets that have absolutely saved so many crops this year. Will they survive? Ignore the shed. Rat toilet. Herb bed. Not much to say about that really. Random stuff that is living in a pot. This was the almond tree that I got refunded because it's just a twig. These have succumbed, I think, to blight, like everything else. These are bajaja, and they are a very good producer, as you can see. I don't think they're the nicest tasting tomato, but they do make a lot of tomatoes for a bush tomato. Blueberry plant, kiwi. It's a new storage shed, which is working well. This is the last of the runners, which I'm leaving for the beans now, probably to have demi-sec, put in the freezer. Chard is going to seed, as you can see. And where the peas were, this is green manure that could be dug in very soon. Beans, you can see some lovely beans hanging off over there actually. Harvest those today. And it has been really dry the last few weeks. Obviously it always is when the schools go back. So my lettuce is going to seed, and I think I'm going to pull that and make some room today. Here we've got some perpetual spinach. Then next to them chives, turnips, I think they're Milan purple top or something like that. These are the Ailsa Craig onions that I grew from seed but didn't plant out for ages. So they will probably just be used as like green onions, fresh onions. And turn you around. There's the big bit covered. It's a brassica bed. Again, some of the broccoli's already gone to flower, but the bees are enjoying that, which makes me think I need to this is meant to be the sweet half of the bed, completely isn't, is it? I need to cut those off today before that also goes to seed. Harvest those and then it will make more. It has been a really, really good thing. I sowed about 35 nasturtium seeds in this bed and it has been really successful. Because although, as you can see, there are some holes in the brassicas, they haven't been totally devastated. So that seems to work. My first blackberry. Oh, I should enjoy that later. Because I reuse soil, I also end up with either a courgette or a patty pan in here. And I don't think that will last much longer. When the frosts come it will go, but for now I'm just leaving it be. Here we go, my bay tree, which you can see with reuse soil has a marigold growing in it, and probably water weeds, so I will get those out. And when I first took over the plot, it was covered with brambles and stuff, and you can see they keep trying to come through. You can think you get the root out, but there's always something left, so those need chopping down at some point today. Oh my gosh, look at the size of this. It's massive. That's a courgette. It's meant to be a golden gorilla, it's not golden. So that needs harvesting. Next to it is quite a small Queensland blue squash. I just paused there because of the lawnmower getting a bit loud. Peanuts, I don't know how well I've done because obviously they grow underground. So we'll have to wait until mid-October to have a look at those. Cucumbers still looking green and pushing out flowers. And then the best courgette plant of this year has given me another huge courgette. Here behind we have got the peppers and chilies. And we've got one turning orange there. I have had a few rot on the plant and be nibbled, which has been a shame. I haven't actually harvested any yet. Yeah, there's some of the damage. But we've got some ripening, got some other things I need to plant further apart next year. There we go, we've got some getting ready. I have had some chilies, which has been off this amazing plant. Sorry, the focus is awful there. There we go. It's been a really good producer as well. This is the green manure where the tomatoes were. And on this side, we're just digging it over again, pulling out any potatoes that we find that we missed the first time. Some more green manure. X marks the spot, not where I bury the bodies, but because I cut off all the tops of the potatoes to avoid blight, that marks where there are still potatoes to be dug up. Does look like a body has been buried there. Sweet potatoes, again, won't know how they've done until mid-October when I dig those up, but they're looking happy. Patty pan. There we go, one there, still don't really know what to do with them. And sweet corn, I've just been pulling out. I lost one of my cheeky princes, it just rotted. It was the one that looked like a turban, but this one has survived. And because it's been open pollinated with, obviously, it was the uchikuri and the, what was the other one? Anyway, Richard and Paul and Kelly's Kitchen Garden, it's been already cross-pollinated. So what I'll have to do before I use that is taste a bit, check it's not bitter, because you can obviously get cucurbit poisoning, which would not be pleasant. Tomatoes that have blight that I haven't had time to clear yet. More potatoes. These are the Salpimiro, which is why I didn't cut off the greenery, because they'd survive. And I planted some green manure there where I have dug some up. So the old carrot bed. I have dug over the green manure, obviously some of it is still going. And that's going to be field beans. And that's a volunteer tomato there, which so far, touch wood, seems okay. Don't want to get too close in case I see blight and it will disappoint me. Cosmos that has not flowered. The remains of sunflowers. Celeriac and a weed. Celeriac's not looking too bad actually, but I hear in autumn it puts on most of its weight. So not doing anything with that yet. So runner bean, some dead beans and some pea beans. We're just drying those out now. Needs a bit longer to dry. Strawberry bed. Now these strawberries were bought from a grow your own, something been trying to drive over that, from a grow your own magazine, and some of them were free and I bought a couple of extra. These were all plug plants that I put in not very long ago, and they have already given us strawberries and they are continuing to give us strawberries. I've been so impressed, and I think they're from the same company that I bought this apple tree, Yew Garden. Really impressed. Lavender I put in there, some of it's doing okay. This one down here I transplanted from right up opposite the grow houses, and it's not happy at the moment, but it's not completely dead, so we just have to hope. Should really harvest some of this lavender. Gosh, look at that calendula, isn't that beautiful? That's self-seeded from last year. Beautiful. Yeah, massive flowery growth there, and you can see how dry it is because there's no water in my bird bath. Random rosemary in the middle there as well. I'll get a chance to weed this properly when it all starts dying off later on. More chard going to seed. So there we go, that's it. That is mid-September, and that's what's growing, what I'm pulling, and what's what really. Absolutely beautiful day today. Absolutely understand why so many people are around. Really is lovely. And my aim for this winter is to either cover everything with weed membrane or with green manure or cover crops. This brassica bed and this bed here I'm going to keep open and planting in, and then pretty much apart from the carrot bed that's going to have the field beans in, I'm just thinking maybe I should put the field beans up here. No, field beans down there. Once the potatoes come out, once all the peppers are gone, I'm going to get some more weed membrane and cover it for the winter so I don't have to deal with weeds. The old carrot bed has been raked over and I've just put in some wizard beans. I bought 2 packets of these, really didn't need to, because you've got to leave 2 foot between each double row. So there's 2 rows here, 2 rows there. I'm going to water it and then throw down some chopped comfrey on top, just for a bit of extra nutrition, though it has got the green manure, which was buckwheat as well. Mud. Yeah, so that's one job done, and it does mean, because I've got some left, that where the green manure up there is, where the peas were, I can put these in there as well. So it'll be ground cover, but these are also edible. They're like a small delicate broad bean, so they're dual purpose. They're gonna enrich the soil, stop it washing away, and we can eat them. This is today's harvest. There's potatoes in the bottom, some of which have been damaged. 3 courgettes, 2 squash that needed to come off. Strawberries, tomatoes, beans, and that broccoli. Now, these tomatoes were of the ones in the grow house and the bajaja. The others, unfortunately, are mushy and the blight has got them. There we go. Another month has passed on the plot. Got a huge heavy bag of harvest produce to take home. Until next time, bye bye.